You said Jesus is a lie, and that is what I'm asking you. I'm asking you to give some substance, not claims. Claims anyone can make. Any lefty lunatic can make.
I'm not lefty, I'm right wing.
The lunatic, maybe the lunatic part you agree with. Now, give me evidence, please.
He doesn't need evidence.
How do you need
Evidence.
Some religious maniacs, there's a lot of things.
Excuse me, sir. Explain. Give me evidence.
Don't need it.
He doesn't need evidence.
Please come here, madam. Please explain.
Prove that it's
Jesus.
Okay, my family will.
If I were to come here and say, look, I am the chief metropolitan commissioner of police here, and I need to arrest you, would you be happy?
All right.
Well, you're happy with mere claims without evidence, so I should be able to do that today.
To my family.
No, wait. No, please, no. Can I claim, your point a minute ago is that that's his belief. He doesn't need to give evidence, is your point. My point is, can I do the same and say, look, I am the commissioner of the Met today, and I'm going to arrest you right now. Would you be happy?
At the end of the day, he's just a normal human being.
Excuse me, my dear friend. If you believe in things with no evidence, do you know what that makes you out to be?
The Bible has no evidence.
You don't have to have evidence. You can have just a feeling.
Sure.
What is your belief?
If your entire worldview is dependent on things for which you don't have evidence, do you know what that would make you to be?
What, in your eyes, what would it be? What?
Delusional.
Yeah, like Christians, aren't they?
The moment I asked him for evidence, he can't. He makes claims, huge claims.
What are you asking evidence for?
Okay. So, what is your worldview right now? Are you
I'm agnostic. I don't
agnostic? So, are you sincere? So, excuse me, sir. Please, are you sincerely looking for God? Is that what you mean when you say I'm agnostic?
No, I'm just living. I don't need a God.
You don't need a God. Let me ask you this: If there is a God, okay, maybe I will ask her. What explains the existence of the universe, of all living things and non-living things today? What explains?
You don't know either.
Excuse me, sir.
You don't know.
Excuse me, sir, please. If I can have a sensible conversation
Well,
here.
you can't have a sensible conversation.
We're not doing a lefty lunatic here right now,
You're
please.
a Christian idiot. You
Excuse
can't
me,
have
sir.
a sensible conversation.
Cool, we'll find out soon.
Well,
We're on record. Don't worry.
For years.
You're going to become popular. Thank you very much. Now to you.
What did you say, sorry?
What explains? Give me a good explanation for why the universe exists. All living forms and non-living forms exist. Please give me one good reason.
Science.
Wait a minute. Dinosaurs and everything was here before Christ.
Please listen. Science is a word. Dinosaurs.
Jesus is a word, bro.
So that would be
Please listen. Please listen. I'm asking for evidence.
Okay, give me
Evidence.
evidence. Give me evidence.
I will. But before that, let's try this first. Let's make sure you don't know that. That's important. Please. Do you have? Because you said earlier you don't need God. You said that.
Okay.
And for someone to say that, they need to have known many things about God, many things about them, and to understand that they don't need God and so on, which I'm assuming is your position. So I'm trying to find out, do you have any rational explanation for why human beings... One second, sir. One second,
Yeah,
sir.
literally.
But let me ask... Please. No, please. But I like the lady to... I like the young girl to... Please.
I would, okay.
Please, young lady, please. Well, give me one... Please focus. One question, yeah? Give me one good rational explanation for the existence of the universe. Take one example, either universe or all life forms or non-life forms or whatever. Give me one good explanation.
Okay, I believe in energy and karma and spirituality. I don't believe that there's a Jesus or like a God or whatever. I think people made that up so they could blame things.
You're not answering my question.
Okay,
Give me a rational explanation for the existence of the universe.
A spiritual existence.
Yeah.
Let her please.
Science. You're gonna make me look stupid because I haven't come up with something. I don't.
Look, my intention. One second. No, wait. Why do you have your round table conference here? Why? I'm engaging. Don't worry. Excuse me. I know, but don't. We're not doing entertainment here. This is not a comedy show. We're not some. Okay. Now try. Please. You can join. You can. That's fine. That's fine. Please. No, but you're making. I'm trying to speak to her. you're making some funny remarks and smirking and so on. Now, please. Now, coming to you. At the least, can we agree? At the least, can we please agree? You haven't thought through this properly. Can we please at least?
Not have. You don't know me.
If you
bro.
have, then you should be able to give an explanation. Give me one good explanation for the existence of the universe.
Well, I don't know. No.
In other words, you don't know.
No, listen
You
to
have-
me. Listen
okay,
to
sure,
me, bro.
go on, go on.
You come here and then you ask people this that haven't prepared, and you make them look stupid, and you put it on your channel, and you're like, oh, look how stupid these people are because they
My
can't
dear
come
friend,
up with a
look, my dear friend,
explanation.
look, I'll give you all the time you need. Yeah, my point isn't to showcase you in a particular way, which you aren't. I'm not interested in that. I'd like first and foremost for you to know that you haven't started answering the simple question I asked. And I'll ask you again. I'm not you completely. You are entirely right. One second, let me finish.
Okay.
You are entirely right that, of course, you had come not prepared, and therefore you may not be able to give an eloquent response. I completely agree.
Yeah.
But that's not what's happening here right now. You haven't been able to give any response. And so I'll repeat this again. Okay, let me ask again. Give me one good explanation for the existence of the universe. All life forms, all non-life forms on Earth. One good explanation.
Atoms, molecules.
You're describing the existence. I'm asking for rational explanation
I just gave you
for
one.
their existence.
I just gave you one.
Okay, I'll clarify what I mean. If I asked you, hey, give me one good reason as to why I exist, you can't come and say, hey, look, you look brown, you look Indian. That's a description of who I am.
No,
One second, let me
it's
finish.
the agglomeration
One
of
second.
dust and particles and molecules
My dear
that
friend,
form
one
the
second.
Earth.
One second. My question is,
Yeah.
so you're talking about living beings, for example.
I'm talking about the Earth.
Earth, look, okay, Earth. My point is, give me, if you're talking about Earth, let's say, without getting into the distinction between life and non-life forms,
Okay.
generally anything that exists on Earth, including the Earth itself,
Yeah.
my question is, give me one good explanation as to why they exist and how they exist and how they came into existence from a state of non-existence.
Energy, I suppose.
Most Western countries.
If I could make this simple,
No.
let's say day zero, they weren't here. Now
Okay.
day one, day is a description of whatever,
Yeah, I know
whatever
what you're
frame of reference they weren't there. Now suddenly they are there. What explains that?
It's okay. Everything. This is what I remember from high school. So bear that in mind.
Sure.
Everything was just floating around, and then things like come together. They form and they come together. I don't know. What to tell
Sounds
you.
like a nice fancy story.
So does yours, mate.
I didn't even start giving my explanation so
Okay,
far.
then go.
No, but before that, let's confirm. All that you've got is a fancy story. I mean, let me, if you,
you, man.
let me, one of these, let's say Hollywood.
Okay.
Can we make a movie out of that fancy story?
Probably you can about Jesus, though.
No. Stay focused. Don't be defensive. Don't go to Jesus all the time. We'll go to Jesus at the right time. But prior to that, I want to remain focused on understanding together for your benefit along with me.
Okay.
For us to understand this claim, what you've learned in your high school or wherever you learned the stuff from, is a mere fancy story. It won't. If you told anyone, look, I want to write this fancy story in a periodical, and I'll write maybe 100 episodes of this fancy story, they won't even buy this. It doesn't have any material to it. No substance.
It does. I just can't think of it right now. Okay.
Okay.
Like-
So I'll give you a simple example. Simple, yeah. Have you heard of this element called, let's say hydrogen?
Yes.
Hydrogen. Can you describe to me, something pre-hydrogen days,
Yeah.
something that can explain, boop, hydrogen wasn't there, now there is hydrogen. The simplest of elements. Something that can explain how hydrogen would come into existence. Anything?
What do you mean? The biology of rocks and stuff.
Biology of what?
of like rocks and particles and stuff.
No, rocks is later. I'm talking about hydrogen.
What are you talking
H11.
about?
H11.
Yeah,
H.
That's
Yeah. The simplest of elements, H11,
yes.
from the time that it wasn't, or from the frame of reference it wasn't, to the frame of reference that it became to exist or
On
began to
early
exist.
Earth, no,
You need
on
no,
the-
my dear friend.
Excuse me.
Is that your daughter?
It sure is
On
my
the-
daughter.
Yeah, please, one second.
the-
One second.
And
One, just one second.
arguments.
Yeah, one second.
Right.
My dear friend, where are you both from?
Australia.
Australia, please. You are, as a mother, responsible not just for you, for your daughter also, to make sensible decisions in life. For example,
She's very sensible.
I know. I'm pretty sure she's
And
very.
she can make any decision she'd like
Sure,
to
sure.
in any belief.
I
in
completely
her
agree.
life.
I'm completely. I don't. That's my daughter. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm pretty sure. And I respect her. I respect your daughter, and I'm pretty sure between a mother and a daughter, of course, she's precious in all sorts of different ways. I completely agree. But in relation to some of the crucial decisions in life, which is, where do we come from? Why are we here? Where are we going? My dear friend, and that is where I'm going to suggest to you, these are very crucial questions. Completely, it is her choice. Of course, no one is going to force her into doing something or whatever. But I'd like you to have this mindset where, even though it's completely her choice and she has to make it, that you would like her to make the right choices.
She has made the right choices.
While you were busy speaking to the gentleman.
No.
While you
Now to hear me
sure.
out, please. When you're a parent, you bring your child up till they're 18. You guide them. You give them every opportunity. You show them religion. You show them at whatever. But they're at their own age now to make their own decisions.
Sure.
Right?
I completely agree.
Nobody can brainwash anybody of what belief they would like.
Yeah, sure.
And
I completely
you don't
agree.
have to justify that belief, your belief. It's what your gut tells you what that belief is.
Okay, I almost completely agree, and I'll let you know what parts I agreed with.
Yep.
Number one, as a parent, of course, you're not holding on her right through her life. Completely agreed.
No.
And
you need to guide them.
You need to guide them, and as until the time when she is able to choose decisions on her own.
She already has.
Yeah, and so on. I completely agree with these ideas. And she is. She has to learn to make her own decisions. Completely agreed with all these parts. The part I didn't agree with?
What?
Which is the final part. You said she can take any decision that she wants and she doesn't have to justify. What was happening while you were busy speaking? I don't know what you were speaking to the gentleman, but while you were busy, your daughter and we had a simple conversation, and I hope that your daughter would understand that a basic question I asked, which is what could explain.
Basic though.
I know. It's a profound question. I completely agree. But it's a fundamental question for us to have right choices when it comes to worldviews. Whether you're agnostic or a Christian or whatever, these important decisions to make these decisions.
At the end of the day,
can I please finish this point?
Okay, then let me.
To make decisions in relation to this particular worldview related areas, you better have answers to those questions.
Okay, but
and all that.
No.
I
disagree with that. At the end of the day, everyone's got to be kind and show love and show respect to people. And it doesn't matter what religion, what belief somebody's got. At the end of the day, you respect whatever their belief is.
Do you believe in such a thing called a fact?
Yeah, why?
For example, if
But
she
it
goes.
depends what the fact is.
Sure, I agree. But if she goes around, if your daughter, lovely lady, I don't think she'll do, God forbid, and I'm just to illustrate something. If your daughter at some stage, maybe 5 years from now, goes around and says, "This is not my mother. The lady here is not my mother. Someone else is my
Are
mother."
you going to be joking? We look like a pea in a pod. We look
I know.
so similar. That's
I know.
ridiculous.
I know. And God forbid. I'm not saying that's reality, but just to illustrate. But if she goes maybe 5 years from now, and if she says, "This lady is not my mother is that other lady. This lady is unrelated to me," would you be happy with that decision?
No, because I'd say go and get your DNA done.
Yeah, that's not.
In other words, facts are important when it comes to that question. In other words, an unjustified claim that someone else is her mother, not you, is not going to go well with you. And if this is the case, even with simple human parentage, may I please comment to you, much more serious is our eternal parentage as to who we owe our existence to. She owes her existence to you partially.
Can I ask what religion are you?
I am a Christian.
You're a Christian? Okay, I'm a Christian too. But
Sure.
everybody's got their own beliefs, what they believe in. And
But
we can't force it upon anybody.
I'm
It's
not-
your own, no, but what you're saying, is, you know, we've got to give guidance to children,
Sure.
family and everything like that.
And
but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if there's 20, 30 religions or whatever, we've all got to respect each other's religion.
No, what I'm going to say is,
I
if
agree,
God of the
sorry.
Bible, I completely agree, but let me put it this way, please. I hear what you're saying.
I don't discriminate against anybody if they're one this religion
Sure,
or
sure.
whatever, if
It's-
they don't believe in religion or whatever.
But this is the important
At the end
point.
of the day, I treat everybody equally.
But my point is, if she says some other lady is a mother, not you,
You can't compare that to.
let me finish this point and then you'll see where I'm going. If the lady who is standing by us is your mother indeed, for you to claim some other lady is your mother and not this particular lady, it'll be ridiculous, it'll be seriously insane. May I please comment to you, if God of the Bible is the very reason for our existence, if that is the case, and that is why I asked you, do you care about some such thing called facts? If that is the fact, then going and calling someone else as the one who created you is insane, much more than calling someone else your mother. And so that is what I'd really like to comment to you. I don't want to force that upon you. I'd like for you to consider that seriously.
That's so different though.
Sorry, I've got to go now. I've had enough.
Sure.
Okay, but thank you.
But thank you very much.
Lovely meeting you.
Lovely seeing you. Are you visiting the UK?
Yes, we are.
Lovely. Have a good rest of the time in the UK.
Yeah, you've got a beautiful little girl.
Thank you very much. And my boy also there, but God's blessings to you. A little one there, yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, but lovely seeing you. God's blessings to you. Thank you very much. See you later.